The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everybody, it's Steve Benn here, and we're just about to begin a very exciting walkthrough of Convertri. Got lots to tell you. Um, Firstly, let me know that you can hear me okay. You know that's always an important thing because trust me, the amount. Thank you, James, much appreciated. Definitely much appreciated. Nicole, thank you. You'd be surprised how many webinars I've done where they've gone wrong. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, I've done a lot of webinars that have actually had technical issues. So no doubt on this one there will be as well. Bear with us. It's going to be me today, joined by Jon Bowtell. Now, Jon Bowtell is a UK marketer who lives in the US, so don't let that confuse you too much. He's been one of the main beta testers of Convertri. So I had about the last 2 or 3 weeks. John's been on it way before. I mean, I swear it might even be months. So
Yeah, 2 months.
really, 2 months. Wow. So what we're going to do today is Jon is going to take you through. I'm going to chip in with bits and bobs as well, stuff I've done. We're going to have a Q&A with the developer, Andy. He's going to be joining us a little bit later because right now it's about, 10 p.m. in the UK. So, everybody's kind of having to get themselves sorted. Good to have you on, Graham, by the way. Yeah. So, Jon, for those of you who haven't met him, where have you been? John's an absolutely great guy. Okay, I met him at the Liverpool Marketing Summit. He's really down to earth guy. Brilliant marketer. He's got a lot of experience in ecom, so you can see why Convertri would be of huge interest to him with the whole Shopify integration and all the cool stuff that it can do. I don't know how much you guys know about it, but you're in for one heck of a ride. So, Jon, I take it you're there, seeing as we just spoke a moment ago.
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you loud and clear.
Excellent. So I can see you've got a few slides there and everything. But are we going to be doing live stuff as well?
Yeah, we absolutely will. We're gonna
Excellent.
first of all, I really want to be able to let people know why Convertri is so important. Then I'm going to show how it's so important and how it works. I'm actually going to build a full funnel right in front of everybody's eyes so they can see all the features, see how fast it is. Um, and then after that, hopefully we'll get that done within about an hour, maybe an hour and 5 minutes. Hopefully by that time, Andy will be back on and he'll be there to take any questions. Anybody's got any kind of queries or worries, he's the guy to ask. It's his baby. And he loves talking about his baby.
Oh gosh, yeah. He's told me so many like little keyboard shortcuts and tricks to do stuff I didn't even know Convertri could do. It's really blown me away. For any of you who are part of the Lead Pages community, you will have seen me repeatedly hassling them to add features, and they've been so slow to do it. And Andy's just come along and he's blown them away. I think, Jon, I think you'll probably agree. Convertri is by far the best page and funnel builder I've seen, or you've seen.
I've been building pages since 2001, and I think I've used nearly everything that's ever been released. And you know, there is always an evolution in any kind of business, and for me, this is where everybody is wanting to catch up to now. I'm sure you'll find a lot of the big players now will be trying to catch up to what Convertri has done. For me, it's like the iPhone. When the iPhone came along, everybody was like, okay, the game's changed. And that's what Convertri is.
Yeah, it really, really is. Oh, Joyce, I've just noticed it's 11 p.m. in Holland. So, wow, you're even later. Thanks for coming in and kind of being on with us. So yeah, Jon, I'm going to be here to chip in. I can talk about my experiences at any point. I've done way less with funnels than Jon, by the way. In Convertri, I've just built pages and one funnel. So yeah, Jon, I'm going to sit back. I'll be here to kind of just chat to people on the chat box, and yeah, if you want to shoot the breeze on anything or ask where I've gone wrong with stuff, just let me know.
Absolutely. I will indeed. I will indeed. Well, the first thing, guys, is the first thing you should know about me is I've done, I think, 12 webinars this week. And you might be able to hear that is in my voice because I think I'll just about make it to the end of this one, and then there's going to be no speaking for the rest of the weekend. So please bear with the croaky voice. If you hear me pause for any time, it's because I'm either sucking on some cough syrup, drinking some water or drinking some hot tea. So that's if there's any pauses. Okay, second thing to know, I love interaction in the chat box. If I'm going to be asking you questions through the webinar, and feel free to ask questions back. I won't get to any technical questions. I'll leave that for Andy at the end. But anything that pops to mind, just shoot it in the chat box. And I know that Andy will go back through the stream and spent 2.5 hours answering questions on Tuesday because we had literally that many questions. And that's probably just my first time demonstrating it, me not doing a good job. I assure you we're going to get through everything. You're going to see the full thing in action. Okay, the other thing, really important, I need to let you guys know. If you stay on to the end of the webinar, and I know for some of you it's late, there is a very special bonus gift for you all at the very, very end. So I'm not going to waste any more time because I know it's late for some people. I'm going to jump straight into it, and we're going to get to the funnel building part very, very soon, I assure you. But the first thing is to let you know, well, number one, I guess you all know what funnels are, and if you don't, I'm going to quickly tell you. All a funnel is, really simply, it's a collection of web pages that are designed to extract the maximum return on investment from any prospect visiting your site. And really that's it. It's just a flow of an organized flow where your traffic goes through your various web pages to extract the maximum return on investment for every penny of traffic that you drive. And that's all it is. This is an example of one of my funnels, one of my most successful funnels in e-com, and using this funnel layout, and it's only really 3 pages, honestly, and some back-end marketing. But it's using this funnel, we drove tens of millions of dollars of orders in e-com through exactly this. And that's why Convertri is so massively important. Now, when I first started off back in 2001, 2, 3, and when I got out of eBay and started building my own stuff, I was just building standalone pages. The moment I started building funnels, my business exploded. Okay, the downside to that is at the time I actually had to have them custom built, which means I was paying a very expensive coder to do a very expensive job, and it cost me around about 15 grand for each funnel that I had built. Okay, so it was very, very expensive. And most other page builders really aren't designed for the kind of funnels that give you these kind of really good ROIs, return on investments. Then in 2015, I actually branched my business out into the IM niche. And one of the first things I saw when I came to the IM niche was this thing called ClickFunnels. And kind of, oh, ClickFunnels, that sounds interesting. I had a look at it, and it was, my mind was kind of blown. You can build a funnel here. A real funnel. So I immediately jumped on board with ClickFunnels, started using it, and I won't say I was blown away, but it was a very, very useful tool. I don't take anything away from ClickFunnels. It is a useful tool, but it does have its downsides. It really does. I mean, the first thing is, for most people, it has a relatively high price tag at $97 a month. Now, if you're paying 15 grand for a custom-built funnel, it suddenly sounds quite good. But for most people, $97 a month is quite an investment. But the biggest problem that I found with it was the fact that you couldn't really get what you wanted. I'm used to having custom-built funnels, and so I could get exactly what I wanted. And this is an example of a funnel that I built in ClickFunnels. And the difficulty with ClickFunnels is because it's a block-based builder, you have to put things in certain places where they want you to put them effectively. Now, I don't know whether it's the kind of internet marketing mindset, but I don't really like people telling me where I put things. I want to put them where I want to put them. For example, in this page, really ideally, I wanted the pen hanging off the edge of the page, looking like it was signing this box. And I wanted a group shot over here, and then maybe a big arrow hanging off this side, coming in, pointing towards the box. But I don't. I had to make compromises, and I don't want to make compromises with the designs of my sites. That was a niggle. The big problem was the fact that in my business, 80% of my traffic comes on mobile. Okay, and unfortunately, one of the downsides of ClickFunnels is the fact that it loads pages relatively slowly, and on mobile, very slowly. So what that meant was that I'm getting a lot less people actually seeing my offer, because we all know what it's like. Attention spans in the industry are incredibly low. If your page isn't loading in a matter of seconds, and I'm talking under 3 seconds, then you've lost you're losing a proportion of your prospects. They're just going elsewhere. They don't have time to hang around for your page to load. And And that's what I noticed with ClickFunnels, absolutely. Then I attended the marketing summit in Dublin. And I knew Andy before, and he'd been teasing me about this product. But I attended the marketing summit. This isn't Andy, by the way. This is Kevin, who was speaking in Dublin. But you'll notice in the background here we've got these banners. And Convertri was sponsoring the event. And so Andy came up and did his speech about this new product he had, Convertri. And he'd been kind of teasing me about it for a while. And when he did his speech about it, it was a revelation. Because one of the first things he said was, it's going to load like light speed fast. So I was immediately, my attention was drawn to it. The next thing he said out of his mouth was, you will be able to put anything anywhere. Total freeform editor. So right, that was it. I was kind of already sold. But the thing was, he already had the beta. The people were already on it. So I took him to the bar and I poured beer down his neck until he finally submitted and allowed me onto the beta trial. I got back from Dublin, and I think it was like 2 days later I started using Convertri. And within, I think, another 2 days, I contacted Andy and I said, I'm moving everything. I'm never building another page in ClickFunnels again. And I haven't. Every page I build now, every funnel I build, I'm building in Convertri. I have a team who are working on porting all my ClickFunnels stuff over to Convertri so that I can drop that entirely. That's how good I thought it was. Even in the beta trial, that's how good I thought it was. Because, you know, anybody that's ever done beta trials will know we're there as guinea pigs. We're there to find the bugs, and even with all the bugs, I could see it was that good that I actually had to stay on. And I had to transfer everything over. But it wasn't just the flexibility. It wasn't just the speed. My pages that I built actually performed better. This is one of the first affiliate offers I ever ran with a Convertri page. It was for Bay Profits Academy. And I can't say for sure whether it was because the page was built with Convertri. Obviously, I can't guarantee that because it wasn't split test against anything else. But all I do know is that I had an email problem for 2 days and went from nothing, not on the leaderboard by day 3, the beginning of day 3, to suddenly jumping to number 5. And by the end of day 3, I was number 1. And I don't have a big list. Okay? So, and I'm not some kind of genius marketer that could just magic this stuff up. I can only put it down to the fact that pages were loading faster, people were seeing it. You know, maybe the design was a bit better. We can layer things, add depth with Convertri that you can't do in any other page builder. So, you know, that was kind of the final thing that just absolutely convinced me. But what's the secret? What's the secret sauce? What have they got under the hood here that's driving all this? Well, Andy and Neil call it APT, which stands for Accelerated Page Technology. I've just got a little example here, and I'd like you guys to join in if you don't mind. We have basically screenshots of 2 different squeeze pages. Now, this has a high-definition stock image in the background here. And I come from a design background years ago, and I'm about 18 inches from my screen right now, and I really can't tell which one of these pages has had the compression to make it smaller and faster, and which one hasn't. Because one of the pages went through accelerated page technology, the other one did not. So play along, guys. Let me know in the chat box which one has been compressed, version 1 or version 2. Throw it in the chat box, let me know, and we'll see how many of you get it right. I just take some water.
Hey, John, I'm just going to chip in here, and I'm going to go for version 1. That's my sort of bet on this.
I'm waiting for the one that we always get. Hang on, it'll come in a minute. I'm sure it'll come in a second. It's about a 50-50 split. Yeah, it's a 50-50 split between. There it is. I knew it'd come. I knew it'd come. There's always one that says can't see the difference. Always one. Okay, so the actual correct answer is number 2. Number 2 has had compression. It's a smaller file. And really, you would have to look very, very, very hard to be able to see any palpable difference. What this means for you is that you're going to be able to build pages that have the quality of high definition, but without the weight, without the load time of high definition. That's going to give you insanely rich and deep pages that are extremely engaging. And just have a look at the results. I'll just show you quickly here. This is the actual results. It went from 2.8 megabytes down to 207 kilobytes. and speed page load time of 1.2 seconds, which isn't bad, that's fine, but it is only a squeeze page, remember, down to 0.4 of a second. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting on a bit, and certainly my reactions aren't fast enough to even take my finger off the mouse in 0.4 of a second. So really what we're talking about is pages that are loading instantaneously. And essentially what we're saying is that the formula is pretty simple. The longer the page takes to load, the more people are going to abandon. And so we go from there to saying, okay, the more eyeballs that get to see my offer, even if everything else stays the same, even if conversion rates are the same and the richness of the site doesn't make a difference, even if everything else was equal, you're getting more eyeballs to see your offer, which means your return on investment is going to be higher. Essentially, we're talking about putting more money back in your pockets. And it's for that very reason that I said I would never build another funnel in ClickFunnels ever again, and I'm using Convertri from now on. And there's never been a better time, by the way, to get in on Convertri, because up until tomorrow night at midnight, it has this charter price, this one-time price of $297, and that's for everything. As many funnels as you can build, as many pages as you can build. There is a bandwidth which will never hit, but we are talking about the most insane offer that they simply couldn't afford to continue to run. And so now is the time to jump. But first of all, guys, you want to see inside, right? You want to actually take this thing for a test spin. So let me show you inside it. Who's excited to actually have a look inside? Give me a 1 in the chat box if you're excited to actually see this thing build a funnel. Cool, thanks, guys. Awesome, let's go. Right, so let me just change my view here. Hang on, I just need to, there's something in the background. I need to hit that. Perfect. Let me know, guys, when you can see the Convertri screen. Just put a 2 in the chat box. Wonderful, wonderful. We have the technology, and it seems to be playing ball. Unusually so. Okay, so here we go. When we actually get into Convertri, this is what we see. It won't have this box right here. It'll be a blank screen. But this is where you set up the subdomain that you can build your pages onto. Okay? And you can have as many different subdomains of convertri.com as you want. Okay? Now, you can also have, obviously, your own domains. If you've got mynamesjoeblogs.com, point it to Convertri. We'd love to have you there. But what I'm going to do, I've set up this camping test domain, but let me show you how easy it is to set up a subdomain. So what you do is you hit the big blue button, and we're going to say, let's say, stevebenwebby.convertri.com. Hit accept. There we have a new subdomain all ready to build our funnel into. That's how easy it is to be able to do that. But we're not going to use that one. We're going to use the camping one, because I'm going to actually build you a camping funnel. So we just hit the card, and that brings us into our subdomain here. And it's asking us, and this is the thing that, I said before, Steve, that I likened it to the iPhone, because it's that kind of leap in technology.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, and for me, it was like when I first used an iPhone using this as well, because it was like everything was kind of where I expected it to be. I didn't need a manual, I didn't need a tutorial. It was just like, oh, of course, why wouldn't it be there? And that's what I think that Andy's done so well here. It tells you exactly what to do. Click the button to create your first funnel. Oh, well, okay. And you just hit the blue button, and then it asks you to name your funnel. So we're going to call this one Camping Test. And then we just hit Enter, and then it says, oh, now create your first page.
How
everything is, yeah, you're right. It's like it tells you what to do. It's like, fortunate for me, it's idiot-proof, and it's literally a case of hitting 3 blue buttons and you're ready to roll. And that's what we do here. We just create our first page. We hit the blue button one more time. And I'm guessing now, probably for about 80% of the people on the call, you're gonna probably want to use templates, because it's the fastest way to build anything. And for that reason, I strongly, strongly encourage you to really consider the O2O that Convertri offers. And by the way, just so everybody's fully aware, I'm not paid by Convertri. I'm not an employee. I'm not being paid for this webinar. I'm not an affiliate of Convertri in any way. I have no remuneration from this whatsoever. I'm like a super fan of Convertri. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I took literally a week off work and ruined my voice because I'm a super fan of the product. And so when I say I recommend you look at the O2O very strongly, it's because it's going to really benefit your business. I know as a page builder that I have a style. You know, when I build pages from scratch, my inherent style bleeds through to every page I do. And after a while, that's going to make my pages look stale and boring to my visitors. So with templates and new templates being delivered, which is what the O2O is, a template club, you're going to get brand new, fresh templates from professional designers arriving in to your dashboard here every single month. And it's either you can use them directly and just get, you know, brand new fields, or you can get influence from them to use in your own blank novels. It's very, very important. And there are, you know, when I say beautiful designs, I'm not kidding. These things are absolutely gorgeous. I know that Andy has 6 professional designers doing this full time, just making these gorgeous, gorgeous templates for you to, you know, to have a better experience inside Convertri. But we're not going to use them because you want to see all the features, right? So all we do to start a page, we're going to build one from blank, is we hit the blank card. And as I said, I'm going to actually build you a funnel. So we're going to start with an opt-in page. Okay, and this is how my funnel is going to look. I'll tell you about it now. It's going to be an opt-in page, an O2O1, an O2O2, and a thank you page. And I'm going to put a downsell in there as well just to demonstrate this feature. So I'm just going to build it out quickly. This is like your overview of your funnel, your 10,000 foot view. I'm just going to knock these pages in really quick here. So we want to have the O2O page. I'm going to pull that page in here. Let me do another one. And let me do the other one. And I'm going to call this one thank you. And then finally, I'm going to add in the downsell page. And one of the big problems, particularly if you have complex funnels with multiple downsells and multiple upsells, to actually keep kind of, what on earth did I just do that? Oh, I know what I did. I actually went into the editor by accident. Okay, there we go. That's the look we're looking for. One of the really complex things to do, particularly if you have very complex funnels with lots of downsells and upsells, is to actually keep the view of that and the flow of that in your brain. Because it gets very complicated, right, Steve? You built funnels before. If you have lots of different flows, it's really complex to try to keep it all straight.
Oh, I actually usually get it wrong, John. I usually get it wrong. I had a product about 2 years ago, and it took probably about 3 days before somebody pointed out that I'd completely done it wrong, and I was missing out one of my upgrades completely. Felt like a fool.
Yeah, I think we've all done it. It's very easy to do, particularly the bigger the funnel goes, the more complex it becomes, and it's really easy to lose where you are in that funnel. And this is where Andy's genius has come in, because this thing is incredible. Now, I need to ask very carefully in the chat box here, because when I do this, it's going to be a blink and you miss it moment. So I need to make sure that everybody's fully ready to see this. Put a 1 in the chat box when you're ready to see me put this thing together. Okay, ones. Got some questions coming in. Lots of ones. Okay, ready. I'm going to count it down, guys, because this is going to be linking your funnel design together. And I'm going to count you in, because don't forget, blink and you miss it. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Opt-in goes to O2O1, O2O1 goes to O2O2. The O2O2 has a downsell. The downsell then goes to the thank you page, and also if they don't take that, it goes to the thank you page and we're done. That's how fast it is. You know, stop the clock. That's how fast it is to put out your layout together of how your funnel is going to be. It's incredibly fast, incredibly intuitive to use. And you know, there are multiple things we can do. If we wanted to, we could have, again, add this O2O to the downsell as well. In which case we wouldn't want that one there. Very easy to change things around. But I'm not just going to need all these pages right here, so let me just show you the other features of how you actually remove pages. You just hit the little 3-button menu and just delete. Simple as that. And I'm actually going to delete these two as well because I'm going to show you a neat little trick in Convertri to get this, to actually build these pages again super fast. I'm going to show you that later. All I need right now is these two pages. Other things you can do from this view here is you're going to be able to split test any page. You're going to be able to export any page so you can host it elsewhere. And you're going to be able to share pages within your funnels and to other users of Convertri.
Hey, John, can I just ask a question?
Sure, go ahead.
Hillary's just asked, with the funnel builder, does it work automatically? So you know how you've dragged the arrow across there, which I absolutely love. I mean, it's fantastic. Does that mean that it will automatically flow from there to there?
It doesn't, because usually, in most situations, the step between opt-in and O201, for example, this section in the middle where the arrow is, there will be another little piece of software. For example, if you had, you'll have an autoresponder within here. And so what you would do is that would link to your autoresponder, and your autoresponder would throw you back out to O201. Really what this is about is an organizational plan. So you can see exactly how your whole thing runs.
Right.
That's not to say that things won't change in the future with Andy. We don't know what's going on. I did actually kind of speak to Andy about that as a beta, said that would be a really cool feature. So you're not the only one to think that.
So if we had an opt-in and a thank you page, then maybe that's something that could be done in the future. But obviously, if it was like a product for sale instead of an opt-in, that would have to go through a shopping cart, wouldn't it? And then would have to
exactly.
return.
Link it to either a shopping cart or PayPal or something like that. To have it then move you into the next area.
Cool. Yeah, I was actually just asking that question for Hillary, but because I've not got much experience with the funnels myself, I also wanted to clear it up for me.
Cool. Yeah, no problem at all. So let's jump right into the opt-in page. I'm going to build you out a killer opt-in page in the camping niche. Anybody in the camping niche, this one's going to be good for you. Okay, so this is what the editor looks like when you get in. Now the blue lines down either side are an average screen width. Okay, it's not going to be perfect for all screens, but it's going to be an average. So it's going to give you a guide of where you want to look. Now I'm going to put a background image in first, just to show you how it's done. I'm not actually going to use it for this page, but all you have to do is go up to Page Properties, Background Image, and this is your image library. Couldn't be easier to get images in here. You can just drag them straight into the white area, and then they will automatically upload, automatically compress, and automatically optimize. You can also just click the button here, and your menu will pop up, and you can just add it that way as well. I have absolutely every image I need for this particular funnel right here. So all I can do is I'm going to take this high-res image, and this was taken direct from Big Stock, 6 megabytes, and it's compressed so small that it will load in, I think this one probably loads in under a second. I actually did a test earlier this week with another Big Stock image where I did a direct comparison with ClickFunnels. I uploaded the same image to both platforms, published the pages, and ran Google Page Insights to both. Now the ClickFunnels page had a speed score of 8 out of 100. Not 80, 8 out of 100. The Convertri page, with exactly the same image uploaded, remember, had a score of 98 out of 100 for speed. That's the difference that Convertri makes to your speed of your site. Wow. You can have beautiful, rich images super, super fast. Yeah, it blew me away, actually. I was actually recorded a video of it, and I go, unusually for me, I go speechless for a couple of minutes. You'll hear it on the video, it's crazy. I actually don't want this background image, but this would actually fill the whole page. No matter what you do, it will just expand and fill the whole page. But I'm not going to build this page that way. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to build up panels of different elements to create the look I'm looking for. And it couldn't be easier with Convertri. You've got all your menus down the side, and everything is described as you hover over. So what I want to do first is just drag in an image. And I'm going to choose the camping image that we had before. Great thing about Convertri, this is the top of my page here, but that's not restrictive to me. If I don't like the top of this image, I can just make it disappear off the top of the page, and Convertri aren't going to publish it. Okay, great little thing. It's too thin now. Okay, but we know it's a high-res image, so it's not a case of it having to be a problem. So they give you this full width button on the left-hand side, so you can just go full width of the page and then expand it for as long as you want to make it. And that's about the right size I want there. I'm then going to go over here to this icon called panel. Drag in a panel, and I'm going to put that towards the bottom of the page here. Again, go full width. And this would be where, if I was building a really legally correct page, I'd put my terms and conditions and privacy policy and stuff like that down here. I'm not going to do that today because it would just take a little bit too long. But that's kind of where I would put that. That's where I would put that stuff. Let me just move this up the page. Just managed to get it, pull it down by mistake. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now the other thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab another panel. And remember, this image at the background here is just an element on the page. You know, I can move it if I want to, move it down and up. It's not a background image, it's just an element on the page. This is the great thing with Convertri. I'm now going to add an element on top of it, this panel. I'm going to change the color of this panel. I'm going to make it black. And then I'm going to change the opacity.
The transparency is fantastic, isn't it, John? I absolutely love that feature.
I love it. It gives such a modern, clean feel to everything you're doing. And the fact it changes while you're doing it, so that you can actually play around and say, oh, I don't like it this much, I like it this much. It's such a wonderful feature. It's so well thought out. It really, really is. I have an OCD. If this goes on a little long, it's because of my OCD. I have to round corners of every box I put everywhere. I literally, I can't. If I see it, it will drive me nuts. So there we have it now. And we're beginning to see the kind of basic layout of a squeeze page. Of course, we need a headline. So all we do for that is we get the text icon, drag it in, and we're going to type. I'm not the greatest copywriter, but let's just knock something together here. Hang on. Free report reveals the top 50 secret camping spots you never knew existed. Something like that. Okay, now all we have to do is highlight that. Oh, first of all, let me tell you about the fonts. Because we don't want that font, we're going to want to change it up. And obviously you're going to want to change it up to the font that suits the feel of what you're doing. You have fonts by the bucket load, because all you have to do is go over here to this little font icon, click that. You can import Google fonts, and if you know anything about Google fonts, there seems to be a never-ending supply of them. I think the moment they see that people are using too many, they just create more. They must have elves somewhere making them. But there is just thousands of these things. And you can just import whichever you want by just hitting this icon to the right. And they will just import then into your font library. I have all the fonts I need for this particular job already imported. So I'm just going to highlight the text. And I'm going to use Cabin. I can change the font color to white. I can obviously change the size. I'm going to change 36. Change the width, make it central. I can then pull it, make it the right size I want, and then I can resize it on the page. You'll notice the snap lines, by the way. The snap lines will snap centrally or within 10 pixels of either side or to align to the edge of another object. So really useful features. If you don't want those snap lines, you can just turn them off over here. And you can just then move things completely independently without any kind of snapping to grid. Okay, the other thing I'm going to add right now is I like videos in my squeeze page. I think they're good for increasing engagement. There's a couple of different ways you can add videos with Convertri. The first way I'm going to show is with an HTML element. And this is good if you have your videos hosted somewhere like Vimeo. You just drag in the element. And I'm going to go and grab some code from Vimeo that I've already downloaded before. It is in here. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing right now, but I'm just grabbing a file from my desktop. Where is it? Video embed code. I'm just going to grab that code, and you would just get this out of Vimeo or any of your other, Easy Video Suite, for example. And you just hit the Edit HTML in the top left-hand corner, and then paste it into this box, and hit Save, and then your video will instantly come in there. And then that will, you can resize that as well, make it bigger or smaller exactly to suit your needs. I'm actually not going to use that element for this particular one because I want to show you the YouTube button, which is over here. And we can just drag that in here. And we can resize that again to whatever size we want. Make it kind of the aspect ratio we want. And we'll just drop that in there. Okay, and we can choose to autoplay it or not, but we have to get the YouTube video. So let me just jump over there now, and I'm going to search for a camping video. Hopefully the one is still there. Yep, that's the one I've used before. I'll use it again.
What's up, guys?
Sick of hearing this guy say, "What's up, guys?" Though I tell you that. Okay, and we just copy that URL from the top there. I don't need him anymore. And we come back here and we're just going to paste it in right here. And you see it auto populates in the editor so you can see exactly what you've got. Great things you can do is go over here to your properties. You can add a border to that to make it pop. I'm going to add a white border to it. Most of our time, by the way, is going to be spent on this optin page. The other pages are going to be built like lightning because I'm going to show you most of the features here. Okay, and then we have that right there, just where I want it. Okay, so now we have our video embedded, and we're going to make it autoplay just by clicking that toggle switch. So I'm just going to save what we've done so far. Okay, now I'm going to show you a couple of really cool features that some of my personal favorites in Convertri. God, I forgot the name of that for a second. I've been doing this so long. Okay, this is some of my favorite stuff. Convertri's got like this intelligent platform behind it. You remember that I said that all these elements that we've got here are just layered on top of each other. But Convertri is smart enough to realize that if I have a panel here with things inside it, that if I move this panel, I probably want everything else to move inside it as well. So if I want to move this panel over here, everything else moves with it. And if I want to move it back, everything moves with it. But if I grab an element, that's different. It understands that I want the element to move independently. What it means is that your things are going to be able to be compiled a lot easier and quicker. Because we all know we try things out and say, oh, I'm not sure I like it then. Maybe it's better over here. Maybe it's better at the bottom. Maybe it's better at the top. And you don't have to move each bit individually. And you have total freedom of where you put it. If you wanted to have it hanging off the side of the page, you could do that. Nothing to stop you. There are no restrictions. That's the point. That's the wonderful thing. You can get a totally bespoke look. And talking about bespoke looks, just check out this, because this blew my mind when you could do this. I'm going to get another image and drag it in here.
Sorry, John, I'm laughing here because I think I know what you're going to show, and when I discovered this, it blew my mind.
Okay. Okay, you got to look at this ugly mug just for a second, I'm afraid. Okay, so we have this image here. I'm going to put it on top of the video. Okay, I'm just going to save it. And you could, and it works in layers. There's depth here within Convertri. You can't see it, but there is depth. If I wanted to move it backwards, I can just send it behind the video, or I can bring it forwards in front of the video. Now, there are multiple things that you can do there. If you're good with shading, for example, in your graphics, you can add a drop shadow to this top image and create depth between the image below it visually. So you can almost create a three-dimensional look and real depth in your pages that you build. There are so many things that you can do here that have got me massively excited. I actually haven't had time to implement a lot of the stuff I want to play with. But this is the thing that really blew me away. Just let me publish this page quickly. You just hit the publish flag, give it a name. I'm going to call it optin, and publish. It's now live on the web. That's how fast it is. But if you look at this,
what's up, guys?
Look at that.
This is our camping trip.
I've never seen that anywhere before, where you can place a picture over a video and the video still play in the background. Is that what you were talking about, Steve?
Yeah, it is. I absolutely love it. I was like, this isn't actually going to work. I put the thing over, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And then I actually watched it. I was like, it works.
Yep. Yeah, I can see so many different applications for doing things on top of videos like that. There's nothing actually to stop you putting transparent videos on top of videos, I don't think. No, maybe that's a step too far. No, there would be, because there'd be a player. I'm getting ahead of myself. But you could certainly do borders.
Don't do that, please.
We could put like ornate frames around videos really easily. Anything we can download off the internet with an ornate frame and a transparent middle is going to sit perfectly on top of a video there. There are so many different applications that you can make your videos look much more engaging and incredibly interesting. But let me just get rid of that page now. You don't want to look at me anymore, so let me just get rid of that picture. Another great feature that I love with Convertri. This ability to be able to duplicate elements on the fly, just super quick. I hate it when I have to drag in new text elements, change the font size, change the font, change the effect on it.
John,
it really drives me nuts.
Can I just interrupt for a second? The reason I just wanted to interrupt John here, sorry to break the flow, guys, is for any of you that, some of you might have other systems. If you're part of the Lead Pages community, you'll know I'm pretty vocal in there. And they just got drag and drop. They literally just got drag and drop. It's columns and rows. And I said, guys, can we have a duplicate feature? I went on about 2 weeks, if you have a look in there, asking for a duplicate feature. And do you know how it works? You have a thing that pops out from the side with a list of all the elements, and then you have to go on that and click duplicate. Where with this Convertri, you just hold down, for me, the Alt key and drag, and you've got a duplicate. But in Lead Pages, they've only just got it on a panel on the side with a list of every single thing on the page.
Yep. Yeah, so it's not on the fly. You've got to go hunting for it, right?
It's hell, John. It's hell.
Yeah, so just watch this. This is how easy it is. We just show you. And I love this. Just hit Alt, drag, you got another one. That's how fast it is. It just speeds up everything. That's the thing with it. It's not only that the pages load faster, building the pages is faster. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to say sign up, yeah, something like that. Never claimed to be the greatest copywriter in the world. So let's just drop that there. Okay, but we don't have anything to actually sign up to at this stage. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how you integrate your autoresponder. And this is going to work with anything. GetResponse, Aweber, SendLane, SendGrid. Yeah, I think it will. ActiveCampaign, doesn't matter. If you can build a form in your autoresponder, it will work with this. Okay? MailChimp, MadMimi, all of those. You can build the form, you get the HTML markup code from the form you build in your autoresponder, you bring it to Convertri, and you're going to implement it by doing this. You just go to your forms, configure forms section. I've got my big library of forms that I've all tested here. All we do is we add a new form. I'm going to call this Camping Test 8. And you paste the markup here. I've already got my markup prepared earlier. It's like being on Blue Peter. That probably doesn't translate to everybody, does it?
I really doubt that translates, but I get exactly what you're saying.
Okay, so I'm just copying my HTML markup from the autoresponder here, and then I come back and I'm just going to paste it right in here. And all we do then is create, and you'll see it come into my library right at the bottom here, Camping Test 8. So what it means is you can use, and this library, by the way, will last with any page you build, anywhere. So if you have a particular form somewhere, and you build another funnel that wants to opt into that same form, you're not going to have to do this again. You've got it in your library. And then all you have to do is use it. So you just hit the use icon here. And now what it is, it's like it's now sitting at the back of the page. It's almost like in a waiting room saying, okay, I'm here, I'm waiting, but what am I useful for? So it's sat at the back of the page. We've got to give it some work to do. So to do that, we have to go to our forms menu. And we just bring that up like that. And then we can drag in the forms really simply this way. Now, they always come in with email. That's the default. It doesn't mean that that's actually what they're doing. It's just what the default name of them is. We can easily change that, no problem. And you can see the snap lines there to make you line things up nice and easily. They either go immediately to the edge or 10 pixels either side, or they give you a central point. Helps you line things up nice and simply. So I'm going to change this top one to name. Let me just go across, and we just call it name. And we can obviously change the font and stuff like that. And we can change the size. I'm just going to drop it down a couple of points to 18. And then I'm going to just do the same here, change this one to cabin, and drop this one down to 18. Okay, but they're not integrated with anything yet. They're just kind of sitting there not knowing. So what we have to do is we have to introduce them to our friend in the waiting room who's sitting just behind the door. So we just need to open up that door. And to do that, all we do is we go into the name field here, and you can see that it says assigned form field. We just click that, and it brings up where we want to integrate it. Same with email. And now the whole thing is integrated with our autoresponder. All we need now is the magic submit button. And actually, on the first demonstration of this, I forgot to put the submit button in, which made it kind of useless. Made me slightly embarrassed as well. So all we do for a submit button is go across to our full menus and drag it in. And then stretch it to where we want it. I'm quite happy with the word submit, but I don't like the color. I want to match this color here, and this is the other great feature with Convertri. With most page editors, if you want to choose a color, you have to select the color, apply it, and then you get to see if it's the color you really wanted. Not so with Convertri, and let me show you. We just go into our properties menu, hit the background color. I said I wanted it orangey, so I'm going to go to a rough orange color. And if you can see when I click in here, we can play around until we get exactly the kind of color we're looking for. And I think it's around there. So I just select it, and now I've got exactly what I wanted. Again, saving time, and time is money at the end of the day. I want to change that color of the font there to white to make it pop more. And I want to change the color of the font style to make it match as well. So that's now pretty much that squeeze page done. Now, it's taken me a lot longer to do it in the demonstration than it ever would building it myself. I can do this page probably in 5 minutes flat from beginning to end. And let's just have a look what we've got.
What's up, guys? Get ready. This is our camping.
What do you think, Steve?
That is
I think
absolutely awesome, isn't it? It's so quick, and it looks really, really professional. And I mean, you created that from scratch, but that looks like a professional template that you get in one of these other things, which is like 47 or 97 a month or something. And you
exactly right.
did that in a few minutes. I just wanted to add when you were putting that together and you were doing the headline. I discovered in Convertri one of the cool things you can do is you see how you've got in the headline, you've got like the top 50 secret camping spots. You can just select part of that text and change the color.
Well, that's true. Yeah, let me just show you that.
Yeah, because I was trying that in one of the other systems I'll not name, and you could not do it. It changed the whole color of the whole headline.
Yeah, exactly the same in ClickFunnels. You cannot do that.
I know, it's like, and I love to do that just to make it a little more eye-catching.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we could do this, and more than that, we can do the effects. We can bold it and underline it. Oh, sorry, italic. That was underline. So we could do, and then we make it something like that.
Another thing, I mean, Andy, the developer, is really super responsive. And today I was saying, I created this page in Lead Pages, a bonus page. And I had to lower the amount of bonuses, so I wanted just to put, like a line through the text and then put the new number. Could you do it in Lead Pages? No. I asked Andy, and he's like, hey, Steve, it's already there. When you select the text, just go to the little drop-down arrow on the top bar, and you'll find loads of extra features.
Look at this. As internet marketers, how much do we love the strike-through? I mean, it's used every single time in pricing. Look at that.
Everybody who's attending this will be just like, oh yeah, I've seen Steve do that. Yeah, well, it's so difficult to do in other systems. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It just takes a phenomenal amount of time and effort. I know with ClickFunnels, when I want to do strike-through stuff, I have to actually try to get an image to do it. I have to actually create an image to do a strike-through. It's a nightmare. I up to this point, I've had to put up with it, but it's thankfully we have this now. It's quite incredible, and I'm really, really so delighted. I mean, the thing I was going to say before, Steve, is we were talking about the quality of the production. It's because you can use these high definition images without having a reduction in quality. That's what makes them look so really, really sharp and amazing quality. I'm so delighted with it. I mean, I want to get on because I want to build these other pages, but let's get some feedback from people because I want to know what you want to. You got me on the spelling mistake. Somebody got me. Yeah. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Let me know, guys. What do you want to see next? Do you want to see really cool video backgrounds, or do you want to see really cool mobile stuff? Let me know, mobile or background in the chat box. Mobile, video. There's gonna be. I think there might be a fight. I think mobile just gets it. What do you think? Just by a hair. Okay, I'm gonna do mobile first, and I'll do video after. Okay, mobile. Now, I said before that 80% of my business is in mobile. and it is incredibly important to all your businesses as well. And I don't know what lead pages is like. ClickFunnels is awful for it, for actually transposing your site into mobile. It looks awful, terrible. The best I can say is it fits on a mobile screen, but that's the best I can say about it. What is so wonderful about Convertri is you have this little toggle switch, and a few editors have this as well. I'm not saying that Convertri is new for this, but you can have a look at your mobile version, and you can see, okay, that's what my mobile version looks like. I've not seen this anywhere else. I don't know about you, Steve, but this is the only one I've seen where you can change your mobile version without messing up your desktop version.
Never seen that on anything else before.
Not me either.
Lead pages, I think you can do a thing where you can say, don't show this on mobile by, again, going into this crazy side panel, but I've never done it. It's too intimidating.
Okay. The other thing, I tell you this, guys, as a top tip from me, because I do a lot of sales on mobile. You're doing mobile, if you're doing an opt-in form, please make it fatter. Make everything fatter. Make your form fields fatter. Make your buttons fatter. People use these things with your fingers. I have fat fingers. I make things for me, and generally it seems to work for the population as well. People like their mobile sites to look and act like mobile apps. They don't really want to use a mobile site. What they really want is a mobile app. That's their ideal. So when I build my responsive sites, when I used to have custom-built mobile sites, this is exactly what I did. I made them look exactly like an app. When I did that, my conversion rates increased by 8%. And I encourage you guys to do the same. Make them fatter and make them more looking like apps and less looking like a mobile responsive site, because it's what the market is looking for. So I'm just messing around with this to make it exactly as I would want it. There we go. Maybe I drop that down just a hair. There. That's exactly as I would want it to display on mobile. I just hit save and publish, and then when anybody views that page now on mobile, it's going to be insanely good. It's going to look exactly as I want it. But let me show you the thing that really blew my mind. I'm going to go back to desktop. And remember the little alt duplicate thing? That doesn't only work for text, it works for everything. So I'm going to duplicate me a button. Okay, so now I've got two submit buttons, which makes absolutely no sense at all. Why would I have two submit buttons? It doesn't make any sense until I do this. And I change it to tap to submit. But now it still doesn't make any sense. What the hell have we got two buttons for? One just says something different. Because they have this option over here to say, I don't want this element I've just selected to show on desktop. And I don't want this element that I have here to display on mobile. So now when I go back to my mobile view, I have something that functions exactly like an app and not like a mobile site at all. And if you want to, you could literally select any element on the page and choose whether it should or shouldn't display on mobile and custom build your mobile app site directly out of Convertri. It's that quick. This is the thing that just was like, that's it. I'm never using anything else again. It is for me, it's the best feature in the system. Forget the drag and drop stuff. That to me is just absolutely insane. Drag and drop is ace and great and wonderful and lets me build things that I can see in my head, but that increases my conversion rates. So that's right. Onto cool video backgrounds, right? I didn't forget you guys. What I'm going to do, remember, everything's in layers. I can get rid of anything and bring it back, no problem at all. So I'm going to get rid of the background layer. I'm going to add in now a video layer. They have a really cool video icon over here. You just drag it in. Oh no, I didn't, I missed it. You drag it in, and you look like you're hiding everything, but you're really not. Remember, everything is in layers and it's just behind it. It's like behind a curtain. So I'm going to make it that size, and all I have to do now is hit this little icon here saying center back. And the video elements, by the way, when they come in, they're always black. And the reason they've done that is because they don't want video elements playing while you're trying to edit things. It would probably give you a headache or something, or a migraine, or I don't know, relapse you into some kind of strange acid trip. But it will look perfect when you publish it. I guarantee you that. And all you do is you need to put the code in the URL of where you're hosting this video, because Convertri is not going to host your videos for you. And I have, once again, URL I prepared earlier. So let me just drag that out here. Let me copy that. Just need to paste it up here. Okay, you're still not going to see any change in the actual video until I publish it. Okay, and if I just hit publish and publish again, and then we're going to see the video element play right now.
What's up, guys? Get ready.
Again, high definition video loading in seconds. It was pretty cool, I think, Steve. What do you think?
It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? I know it'll look a little jerky to some people, but be aware when running it, obviously, across GoToWebinar, it looks a lot smoother in real life. I think that is absolutely stunning, and it really looks modern, doesn't it, John? It looks modern and professional. I mean, one of the reasons I gave up on my optimized press was, one, it slowed down my server. Two, it required constant updates. Three, I got hacked because I didn't update for 2 weeks after an update came out. And you know, there are no worries like that with Convertri. That's what I love about it, because you know, Andy and the team are dealing with all that. And
yeah, absolutely. Just everybody's
modern.
Yeah, and just for everybody's peace of mind and stuff, the actual servers that are going to hold all your pages and your data and stuff, these are the servers that handle Walmart's Black Friday sales. So if you can imagine how secure and how powerful those servers are, they're handling every lunatic across America trying to buy a television up the same minute at the same day, all across America. That's the power of these servers.
John, something that blew me away, I don't know how aware people are of this. You know, if you're running on, let's say, WordPress and your site crashes, your page goes down. If you're running on lead pages and you've not exported your page out and it goes down, you've lost your page. Yeah. If they're doing maintenance on ClickFunnels, you lose your page. Andy was telling me when your page, you click publish, it exists separately from the Convertri app. So if Convertri goes down or it's being maintained or a server explodes, it is still going to be running off the Fastly network. And like you say, that does all the Black Friday stuff. They've got multiple redundancies. So if one server goes down, they just switch to another. So you've got none of those worries. I hate when I launch a new product or service. If the site goes down, it's just the worst thing to happen.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing. It's this incredible separation between your live page and your actual your kind of development page. If they're trying to hack you, what they're hacking is something that isn't really affecting you. It is incredible. I mean, one of the big problems in the launch space is that what do they call it? The DDoS account, the DDoS hack.
Oh gosh, yes.
And that takes down launches all the time. Cannot happen with Convertri. Just cannot, simply can't. Once your pages are live, they're gone. You can't even access them. And that is the, you know, there's real power in that. I'm just checking through my list of things that Andy's given me that I absolutely must show people. Make sure I'm not going to get told off at the end of the day. I think I'm doing pretty good. Oh, two-step optins. Who'd want to see two-step optins? Give me a 1 in the chat box if you fancy seeing those. Very funny, the guy's giving me 2s and 4s.
Nice one, Michael.
Okay. I take it you don't want to see two-step optins. Right, okay. I'll warn you now that Andy has told me there is a small bug that they are fixing, and we fix in the next couple of days. What that means is, when I'm building a two-step opt-in, I can't actually use a button to trigger the opt-in. That's the bug. So he's asked me if I'm doing this to make you all suspend belief for a minute that, in fact, I am a button. So we are going to use me as a button in this instance. So just pretend that this is a button that says opt-in now, or get it now. Yeah, not opt-in because it's a two-step. So what you're going to want is, this will say, you know, get it now, something like that. How we build our two-step is like this. We go across to this icon up at the top that says layers. We click that, we hit the plus, and we're just going to call this layer pop. Okay, we ask it to visualize that layer, and then I'm going to put a backdrop color in. And as we're doing camping, I'm going to choose like a dark green color, change the opacity, make it a bit darker than that. So what we have now is effectively a pane of glass over our existing screen. and everything we do on this pane of glass isn't going to affect anything below it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of that layer screen. I'm going to add a new panel in here, stretch it out, make it probably, I don't know, about that size. Go to the properties, background color, select that, select. Now I've got my OCD is going to drive this thing crazy. I'm going to go to 15 rounded corners.
You really like
okay.
15, don't you? Is that what you settled on?
I've got to have those corners. It's driving me crazy. Okay, I'm going to give this one a border. I've got a thing for orange at the moment, so orange is going to be the border color. And we just need to actually give that. There we go. Then I just need to put my text in here, and I'm going to say, okay, enter your details now for your free report. We just need to highlight that, go into cabin. Oops, managed to somehow unselect. Go to 36-ish. Okay. Center it. Okay, and then all we need to do is just bring in our form again. So we're just going to quickly drag this form in. Make it the width we want. Okay, I'm going to change that one to name. I'm going to add a button.
I had no idea this was even possible, John. You're absolutely blowing my mind right now.
Oh, cool, cool. I'm glad I showed you something. And it's nice to do that. I can change the background of that color. I'm going to make that more of an orangey color again. And I'll make the text on it. Oops, make the text on it white. So again, try to stick to the same fonts. And well, we're pretty much there, aren't we? That's it. Oh, no, I haven't hooked the forms up. That's the problem. I just need to quickly remember, because we've already asked the waiting room guy, you know, remember the form we hooked up in the waiting room? He's still sitting there. And he'll stay there forever. And he'll just hook us up whenever we need it. And we just hook him up like that. We just make that more like that. And of course, this form, remember, it's one of those elements. If we don't like it there, we can move it here, or here, or here, or down here, or up here. Doesn't matter, because Convertri knows what to do with it. Save that. Publish it. And one more thing I need to do to make this whole thing work is I just need to actually go back to the layers. Where am I? Layers. Hide that layer now. And I go to, remember, this isn't me, this is a button that says get it now or something like that. We just have to create a trigger to make it hit that pop-up. And to do that, we go to the star menu, create a new trigger, and the trigger we want to do is on click. We want it to show, and we want it to show the pop layer we created. Once we've done that, everything is hooked up. We save again, publish, and it's now live on the web. Okay, you want to see that? We just do it like this, and this will look exactly like this. We hit the button, and we've got a two-step opt-in. That's how easy it is. It's really simple, and you can. The thing with it is, there are other systems that can do this, probably even a little bit easier than this. But there is no other system that can get the bespoke angle to it, so you can get exactly what you're looking for. Not exactly. So pretty much, guys, that's the opt-in done. I'm going to rattle through these other pages now to show you the upsells. And then Andy, I'm sure, will be around. I don't know if he's joined us yet. You know,
Andy's actually here, apparently, but he's actually also logged in as me.
Oh, he's Steve Benn again.
Hey, everyone. Can you hear me all right?
Hi, Steve.
I'm sat here. I'm answering everyone's questions in the chat box. But I think I've signed in using Steve's account, not mine, because it's been a very long day. Apologies for that.
Oh, well, thank you.
Sorry,
Thanks for being
if you're seeing answers, I did wonder why a couple of people, a couple of people have called me Steve, and I was like, oh, I wonder why. And I just kind of brushed it off, and I was like, oh, okay, fair enough.
That's
all I'm doing right now.
Wonder.
No, go on, Steve. All I'm doing now is actually recreating the page at kind of full speed, the speed I would normally do it. I could have duplicated it, but I'm going to show you that in a later date how we actually do that. But I'm just going to create a new page. This is going to be our thank you 0201 page. I'm pretty much doing everything I've shown you already, so you don't really need to see this stuff anyway. The only thing that you know I'm going to have to do is this. I've got to change these corners. And actually, I just want to change the opacity of that just a touch. Background opacity. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so this is going to be our thank you page, so I'm just going to drag in a text element and just say, thank you for signing up. Your free report is on the way. While you wait, please check out today's specials. Or something very similar to that.
You know what I love?
Okay.
John, I love the center align tool. Really simple, but it just saves so much time.
It's everything you need, isn't it? It's just the whole thing is like built around time saving and being able to do exactly what you want. I mean,
oh, and the full width thing as well, where you can just click make it full width. Fantastic.
yeah, was that one yours, Andy? Did you think of that one?
I'm going to claim credit for it, even if it wasn't.
Oh gosh.
It's one of those. Oh wow! Hang on, let me just. I think I've got some kind of lag in my my system. Hang on, I'm just going to refresh my page. That's better. I don't know what it was. I think it was my system. Okay, so that's fine. We have all that there. So what I'm going to show you here is how you can add an e-com offer, as you might want to do in an O201. So you've got somebody to sign for a report. You want to have a very cheap e-com offer to offer them to get them to be a paying customer. So you would get a self-fulfilling opt-in. So you're going to pay for your traffic straight away. The great thing about Convertri is that it integrates perfectly with Shopify. So what we can do is once you've actually integrated your shop in the in your user area, you're going to get this little icon up here. This is a Shopify button. You drag it in, and you can just center that on the page. And you can choose to change the button color and the title color and all that kind of stuff. I want to leave it the same for this, but you can actually access your store through this configure icon. And all we do then is just access whichever one we want. I want this one today, and we're going to hit save, and then it automatically generates it into your page. Now, of course, we want to force people to try to encourage them to get this offer while it's on now. So we can add a countdown timer, and we can just, you can use a third-party one by using the HTML elements over here that I showed you before, or you can use the one that's inbuilt into Convertri. And very simply, you just go up to the dates, choose the date you want, the time you want. You'll see it display. You can resize it to whatever size you want. And you can change the font if you want it to match the rest of your stuff. You have a choice of what you want it to do when it expires. You can redirect it, you can hide it, all the things you'd expect to be able to do. You can choose the colors of the fonts as well. And if you want to, you can choose to have a more graphical interface as well. So that's basically that page done. We just need to save it and publish it. I'd call that O201. Okay, that is now live on the web. And that finishes going. There we go. That's live. We can take a look at it. There it is. Really simple, really easy. What's even easier is when I show you how to do O202. Okay, because we've got the page here, and you can see that this is the 10,000 foot view again. But once you design a page, it actually shows the image in there. So it's really handy for trying to work out which page is which if you've got one in the wrong place. All we do, go across to the three menu icon, and I want to share it. You get this code, copy the code, okay. We go back to our funnel, and we import that entry by hitting paste. And we OK it, and now Convertri is going to duplicate that page in the same funnel. This is how you're going to be able to share pages, share funnels with other funnels that you've got and other users of Convertri. And now we have another O201 page. I can rename it to what I want, which is O202. Accept that. I can then go into edit the page, and really all I want to do for here is I want to offer them another upsell, which I'm going to grab out of Shopify. So we just go to my store again. This time I'm actually going to try to upsell them onto a sleeping bag. So I'm going to, there we go. And all I really need to do is change the headline. So it's going to be, thank you for your order, but don't forget the sleeping arrangements.
John, I cannot believe the speed in which you're doing this.
Save, publish. To be fair, this is the 12th version I've done, but you do get to learn the system pretty quick. Okay, and that obviously isn't laid out exactly as you would want it to, but you can see the kind of thing, and that's now live on the web. So now we've got, let me just go back to our funnel. O2O, and we've got the opt-in, O201, and let's just link up O202 like that so we can see exactly what's going on. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing again. I'm just going to go back and share that same code once again. So go to the import entry and paste. Okay, that's going to give us another copy of that O201 page that we copied earlier. And we'll see that in just a second when it finishes processing. So I can just drag that down here, rename it once again to now thank you page. That'll do. And we can just edit it very simply. And this is going to be another quick tip for everybody that's on. I'm just going to amend that. Thank you for your order. That's not good. There you go. Thank you for your order. Okay, our packing team are working on it now. You know, something like that. Really good tip for anybody doing ecom, by the way. If you're going to do ecom in this way, using standalone sites, and in my opinion, it is the best way to do ecom by a million miles. If you're going to do it on your thank you page, okay, drop a video. Okay, drop a video from you as the owner of the company, thanking the person for their business, and then you can drop some social share buttons down here. Okay, I actually haven't got the code for them, but all you would do is you grab in an HTML element, go to Facebook, grab the HTML for the share button, drop it in here, and it's going to display perfectly. I actually don't have that to hand, but please, if you're doing ecom, do this. It's going to increase your future sales with your customers massively. They're going to fall in love with you because they're getting to know you as a person. And all we have to do then is save that, publish that, and we're going to call this thank you on the publish. And now that is live right now. Go back, all we do is hook it up. And pretty much that's everything that I need to show you, apart from this really cool feature about split testing pages. You hit the menu, go to start a split test, and it gives you a B variant of any page you choose. And all you have to do then is click into that page, and then you just change the headline. For example, we could say the top 50 camping spots in the USA you never knew existed, and then we just, we'd amend this down. Whoops, keep that where it is. We'd amend that down, move that down, move this down, and then we've got exactly what we needed to split test. We save it, we publish it, and it's done. And what Convertri will now do is share your traffic equally between these A/B options and let you know which one's performing best. And when you know, you just hit the button to keep the one you want and carry on testing. Because if we're not testing, we're not marketing. And I think pretty much that's everything I need to show you guys. But what is very important is, let me just switch views back to my keynote here. Because what is really important, I've been using ClickFunnels for a very long time. I think since it first launched, I was one of the first people in. So I'm in a unique position to be able to compare the two things together. And so let me do that now very quickly. I'm being completely fair with both here. At the bare minimum, lowest level entry, ClickFunnels is 1,164 a year. Okay, and that is limited. It's limited, I think, to 20 funnels, 10 funnels? 10 funnels, I think. I may be wrong on that. But regardless, for the next day and a few hours, it's going to be Convertri is 297 for as many funnels as you can ever build, as many pages as you can ever build. That on its own will pay for the cost of your investment. Okay, so there's no high monthly fees. You have total freedom in design, whereas ClickFunnels is a block-based builder. Yeah, you are stuck to doing what somebody else wants you to do. Okay, I'm going to go through these three things together because they're all linked. ClickFunnels are going to have slower load page times, which leads to higher abandonment rates, which leads to lower conversions. Flipping the coin on that, Convertri has the fastest load page times you will ever see, higher stick rates, which leads to higher conversions, which ultimately means more money in your pocket. So that's what we're talking about, guys. It's an investment of $297 for as much as you can build. No monthly fees, total freedom, fastest load page times, high conversions, and let's be honest, bottom line, more money in your pocket.
John, I've missed out on so many things at the time. I thought, you know what? No, I don't want it. I'm talking about small stuff like timers. I've ended up paying monthly for it. But with something big like a page builder that you know you're going to be using day in, day out, this is a no-brainer.
Well, absolutely, and particularly with the bonuses that I'm looking through your bonuses now, Steve. I'm actually, I think I might actually buy it for you, just for the bonuses. They're quite incredible. And let me just quickly go through this. We've got a let me design a funnel for you. We're not talking about a page. Steve's actually, for the first 20 people, is going to design a funnel for you, a whole thing. What's this? Engage, deliver. This is software, right?
Yeah, basically, Facebook research software. I used to have one called Social Search Cloud, which got shut down by Facebook when they altered the API. We've now got this new one. Lets you drill down into audiences and figure out what's going on.
Awesome.
Advertise and market.
That looks interesting.
Yeah, buyer mindset. This is basically, it's a script. You can install it in Convertri. I checked this with Andy because it was important. And what it does is it looks at just how the buyers behave. So you don't get all that analytics about what, Johnny kicking the can down the road is going to do. It shows you how long buyers stayed on the page, how many times they visit before they buy, whether they're on mobile or desktop, how many times they click the buttons. You can even get it to tell you which buttons on your page they're clicking if you've got more than one sales button.
That is really, really, really mind-blowing stuff. I probably paid $297 just for that. I have to be honest. That's incredible. What's that?
One cool thing you can do with your Convertri page, set the script up, okay? Just copy and paste the code, and then it's going to tell you how long buyers remain on your page. So you know if they're watching the video. Because sometimes I've had pages, I've put together a 30-minute video, people are just buying, they don't care about the video, I get rid of it and sales go up. So it's really, really helpful.
As I said before a little bit, if you're not testing, you're not marketing. You're just not. And I love this, that you're giving graphics away and for pricing and sales letters. So vitally important.
Honestly, isn't it? It's one of those things, anything that makes the job easier.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't know you actually did this. You got 150 price promise for the first 10 people. So for the first 10 people getting in, if you don't like it after the end of 30 days? Oh, 20 days. If you don't like it after 20 days, not only will you get your money back from Andy,
give it a good, decent try, okay? And if it's not for you, obviously you let Andy know he sorts that out for you, but then we sort it out for you.
Yeah, another 50% back. I mean, that's insane. And a $100 voucher to any other of your products. I mean, the word no-brainer does come to mind. It's used a lot, but this is something else, guys. So, I mean, just let me know in the chat box, guys. Have you bought it? If you have put bought, if you're in, say I'm in, I'm going to get it. Just put I'm in. If you're on the fence, just put fence. So I'm looking for bought, in, or fence. Just let me know in the chat box. Oh, we got some fences. We got some fences there, Andy. That you love the fences, right?
Absolutely. These are opportunities to talk about Convertri and tell you more about it. Cool. But for those of you that are still on the fence, can you let me know what it is that's your concern? What is it? What are you nervous about? What are you worried about? What can I help you with?
Nice. I've got really sorry to interrupt.
Oh, sorry, John. Go on.
I'm really sorry to interrupt. I actually have to run. I've got like a family dinner that I've got to go to. But I thank everybody for being patient with me today, putting up with my croaky voice. I'm really, really ever so grateful for you. Not throwing rotten tomatoes at me. So virtual rotten tomatoes. So thank you so much, guys. I've got to bug out, but Andy and Steve are going to take care of you for the rest of the webinar. Thank you so much.
Thanks, John.
Hey guys, I'm just finishing answering a few questions. Remember, there aren't two Steves on this call. It's Steve and Andy Fletcher. Andy Fletcher, the developer of Convertri, a master of code and page creation, but just like me, not of webinars.
Yeah, I'm Steve's evil twin, Steve. That's what we're going with today.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Hi, David. Yes, you can still get the Template Club offer. The Template Club is available. I will put the URL in the box. This is we have a couple of upsells when you buy Convertri. None of them. There's no like developer license or anything like that. That's all in the front end package. We've got a couple of upsells. The first is the Template Club for $37 a month, where you get 15 bonus templates just for joining, another 10 every month, and the opportunity as one of the founding members to influence what the templates are that we're going to be working on. I've got a team of 6 designers working on these things. We're going to be building templates anyway. We'd much rather be building stuff that you guys want. So that's all part of that.
Gosh, I'm just going through all of the questions here.
Cool. I completely understand the cost thing, Nicole. If you can't afford the one-time fee, we still have it available for $47 a month, which is still an absolutely fantastic deal. It's just still much cheaper than it will be after the launch offer expires on Saturday.
A lot cheaper. And lead pages.
Hi, Liz. There's very little coding required. Every service you want to make it work with pretty much give you stuff to copy and paste into the HTML box. We've tested it with our team of we deliberately employ smart but non-technical testers in our company to test things, and they've tested it with tons of third-party services. And the only thing that breaks it at the moment is Pinterest. We're not quite sure why, but we are working on it. But just about anything else you can throw at it, it works with.
Andy, can I get your attention on a point that could be quite controversial, but you seem to like questions like this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Much cheaper. Any thoughts?
Sorry, could you say that again, please?
Igloo is similar and much cheaper.
Igloo's, I mean, it is a fantastic plugin. It's certainly not bad, but we do a lot of stuff they don't. Particularly the page optimization, which is incredibly important. The mobile mode, the Igloo is responsive, but the ability to have complete control over your mobile pages, Igloo can't compete with us on that. There's a lot more to Convertri. Plus, to be honest, the time saved with the freeform editor it is worth the price alone. And not just the time saved, but the freeform nature of it. There are tons of designs that you can make in Convertri that you just cannot make in other block-based builders.
Could I just is Igloo WordPress based?
I believe it is. I haven't used it myself. I know I've used their demo thing. I thought I was in a WordPress environment. If I wasn't, I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, Wolfgang, you said HTML, so I'm not too sure what you mean by that. But I honestly doubt that the CDN and the hosting can compete anywhere near Fastly. It's absolutely stunning, the speed of that. I'm just having a look through a few more. I mean, there's a question from Hillary about future integrations, and I already know you've got a hell of a lot planned in terms of e-commerce stuff.
Cool. So I'm just trying to look up. I'll look that up in a minute. Hey Joyce, nice to see you. Hi Ryan, yes, we already showed the autoresponder integrations. Basically, it'll integrate with just about any autoresponder out there. I can't claim we've tested it with absolutely every single one, but we have tested it with absolutely dozens. And basically, if the autoresponder can produce a form, which it pretty much has to for your leads to be able to opt in, then it'll work with Convertri. Oh, hi Hillary, great question. How many templates come with the initial offer? So we've got 5 full funnel templates as part of the initial offer. There's an info product full sales funnel. So everything from an opt-in, sales page, upsell, downsell, thank you page, delivery page. There's a matching software one with the same templates. We've got a lead gen one with an opt-in and thank you pages. We've got a webinar funnel with opt-in, presentation, replay, and thank you pages. We've got a free plus shipping one for people that like to do more physical stuff, so a page for generating like the leads for sending them stuff, and then the thank you page. I think there's an upsell in that as well. And then we've got 20 pages that cover a variety of different things: squeeze pages, urgency pages, for all kinds of different niches. Hey Ted, enjoy the birthday dinner. Thanks for coming along.
Guys, I've just realised
Oh, hi Nick. Sorry, I said there were 2 upsells, and then I only talked about one of them. So the second upsell. First of all, before I talk about it, I should say that I don't actually make much money off the second upsell in the funnel. It's in there just because I think it's just incredibly helpful. It's copywriting training by a friend of mine called Colin Theriot. He's one of the premier copywriters in the internet marketing space, and I love him to bits because most of what I know about copywriting I know from him. I'm not particularly gifted as a writer, but he presents everything in this really easy to understand and gives you lots of like formulas and formats and templates. So he's packaged up 2 trainings for the price of 1, which is actually a better deal than he's even given his own subscribers, which is very cool. The 2 trainings cover everything from there's video sales letters, normal sales letters, evergreen sales letters. There's stuff that will help you squeeze pages. There's templates, absolutely tons of stuff in there. I highly recommend it. And instead of $500 for $250 for each, it's $250 for both of them. Hi, Alberto. You can upgrade anytime up until Saturday at midnight, but after that, the launch deals are gone, and we won't be able to upgrade anyone.
Just to interrupt for a second, Andy, I don't know whether I missed it, or I don't think I actually gave out the URL if people want to check out my bonuses. It's launch.convertri.com/Steve Benn. Obviously, there are 2 N's in Ben. Special. So Steve Benn special. And yeah, you can see the bonuses on there with the bio mindset script, stuff like that. And yeah, also the put together a funnel thing. I should point out, I'm not saying page designing because it's really easy to do in Convertri. I'm talking about structuring a funnel to get you the best results. We've had a few questions about SendReach coming in, Andy. Any issue there?
So I believe SendReach is an SMTP service rather than an autoresponder. Is that right? I've not used SendReach myself.
Yeah, I used to actually have SendReach, and it is actually a web service, but do you know what? I closed my account probably about a year and a half ago and moved to SendLane. So, yeah, as far as I can remember, SendReach, it used to be Chuck. Is it Chuck Mulaney's?
Yep, sorry. Apparently I'm lying. It's not an SMTP server. It is a normal autoresponder. Yeah. I think I'm confusing it with SendGrid. Apologies. Yes, that will work fine.
Oh, hey, Adrian. I'll mention this to a few people. I'm not able to deal with support stuff on this because I can't really go and sort stuff out for you. I can give Sarah a nudge. If you want to PM me anything on Facebook, you certainly can. Or you can email me, jv@stevebenn.com, and I can sort it out for you tomorrow. Or I can give Sarah a nudge. We're just a little bit snowed under because of the amount of people that claim the offer. So, sorry for everybody who's got a little bit of a delay on this.
Cool. Hillary asks if you can come in and out of the monthly template club as needed. You can basically, while you're a member of the template club, you have access to the template club templates. If you leave, you won't have access to them anymore, but the pages you've built based on those templates you will still have. The only other thing to be aware of is that the price for the Template Club also goes up after Saturday. So if you were to join it and leave, you would then have to rejoin at a higher price.
Can I ask, Andy, just purely out of selfish curiosity for myself, when you say that the monthly club will go up after Saturday, what do you know, or are you willing to reveal what kind of increase?
$67 a month.
Okay, yeah, sure. So that's probably a little more in line with other services then. Sure.
Hi, David. David asks if you can import your own templates. We don't have a page importer either for other systems or our own, or for like ClickFunnels.
Andy, I kind of lost you there at the end of that. The audio went. Andy, are you still there, or can anybody hear me? I don't know whether it's crashed for me or for somebody else. Andy, I think I heard your chair there, so I'm hoping that you haven't keeled over or something. Joyce, you can hear me, but can any of us hear Andy, who's also down as Steve? Well, no. Well, I will try and answer these questions. It doesn't look like people can hear Andy. I shall attempt to answer any questions. Obviously, I don't have the technical ability of Andy or his ability to sign in as me. I'm sure he'll rejoin us. Probably just a little bit of a computer glitch, I guess. So let me just have a look through. Yes, hand is hijacked. Yeah. So what question? Can people just remind me of the question that Andy was just answering? Yeah, it was about importing pages, wasn't it? I don't know whether Andy's got something lined up there. What I can tell you is that going back to lead pages again, they do have a page importer, and it's horrible. I think it's disappeared now, and it was in beta. And part of the problem is that a lot of pages just do not actually translate very well. They tend to come in and all the elements get messed up. Now, maybe Andy has a solution to this, but I know that Lead Pages never brought theirs out of beta, and then they added drag and drop. And like I say, if you're in the community there, you'll see me most days complaining about something or kicking off. Andy came along and solved most of the issues for me with Convertri.
Hi guys, sorry, my net connection dropped out for a moment. Can you hear me again?
Yes, we can hear you. I was actually just getting people to run a poll on what they thought happened to you.
Steve sent out a hit on me. He's in fact the evil Steve Benn. I'm the good one. But I fought off the ninjas, and now I'm back to talk to you guys.
So I was just finishing talking about funnels. I was saying I don't know if you've got anything lined up that can import. I know Lead Pages tried it. They had a beta and it was awful. So I'm not even sure if that's a practical sort of thing for just importing generic web pages.
We're certainly working on it. It's one of the things we'd really love to have, but it is, as you say, Steve, it is a very hard problem. I'm definitely not going to sit here and say, oh yes, we're going to have that next week. We're working on it, but we don't know when or if that's possible. Hi, Kenneth. Oh, that's fantastic to hear you say.
That's really fantastic.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Can I just drop in here and make a little suggestion for people on the call? Some of them will know that for quite a lot of years I've done local marketing. And one of the things I like to do with any sort of platform like Convertri, where I can generate something quickly and easily for free, is I'll look around a few local businesses and just generate something for them, be it a video and an animation platform or, a couple of pages in a platform like Convertri, and just do it kind of off my own back. I tend to work less with sort of smaller businesses nowadays, but still, when I get a chance, I find like the local Mexican that people have heard me talk about. Yeah, I just do stuff for them. But if you want to actually generate cash out of it, just say, hey, would you like me to connect your domain name to this. That's very easy to do. Are there any changes you'd like me to make? It's going to be so quick for you to put a page together. Just email it over, pop it over on Facebook or something. I promise you it'll get attention.
Cool. Some fantastic words from Kenneth. Kenneth says, I would suggest you not waste time with importing because it's so fast to rework and improve. This is absolutely awesome. Thank you, Kenneth. That is amazing. That's really cool. I'm really touched. Thank you, guys. Convertri's been like my obsession for a year now. I've been living, eating, sleeping, and breathing it for a year. And to that other people can see what I've been able to see in my head for a year now is just amazing to me. Thank you so much.
I'm just having a look through some of the other questions. Obviously, there are ones about your possible demise, so I was getting overwhelmed with them, but maybe there were some ones about Convertri in there as well.
You're just trying to distract me, Steve. You've sent more ninjas, haven't you?
Exactly. They'll make their second attempt.
Hi, David. David asked, so do we just point a domain to our Convertri URL? It's a little bit more complicated than that. This is probably making your own domain work. Is a little bit complicated. We've written a guide on how to do it, but the annoying part is the setup is different depending on who you've registered your domain with. So we're working through finding the guides. All of the registrars have written a guide basically on how to set it up, not specifically for Convertri, but the kind of thing you need to do. But because it's different for every registrar, it's taking us a bit of time. But we are getting that together. But if you're in a hurry, please do just email support@convertri.com. And particularly let us know what registrar your domain is with, so we can help find the guide and get you sorted out with that.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that I've encountered. It's going to happen with any service where you can use a domain name. Quite a lot of them, I use Namecheap for a lot of domains, and it does work a little bit differently than, let's say, something like GoDaddy. What I do is I generally just hit them up on support and just ask them to talk me through it. One thing I would suggest is if any of you use Liquid Web or Storm on Demand, they actually will do all of this stuff for you for free. Okay, so you can get like a $40 a month package, which I know isn't the cheapest out there, but if you've got a lot of sites, and then literally you get a tech guy who you can just go and bug with stuff like this. Oh, Joyce, that's actually very nice to hear. I know Andy really worked on getting this to a point that would allow a lot of people to get on board. Andy, just
Thanks, Joseph.
You're not dead, are you? You're still with us?
No, I'm here. The last round of ninjas, they ran away screaming. Yeah, seriously, thank you, Joyce. That's awesome. We've tried to price it like, you know, we have got significant costs with this. You know, this isn't some $27 WordPress plugin that, you know, we're not going to support in 2 weeks. So we have got significant costs. It is more than the typical sort of internet marketing launch price, but it's still much cheaper than anything else out there. So we're just so glad when people appreciate the deal. Thank you.
One thing I'd say is as well, I know from my own development work and my own products that when you're running on a CDN, particularly something like Fastly, that the costs are not inconsiderable. And when also you've got the image technology that you've got as well, I think that's a real sort of defining feature for Convertri that just nobody else has that kind of technology. And, you know, as somebody who's run a failed CDN, I can tell you it's not easy. It's not fun. The fact that you guys have got all this working together, I'm just in awe of you. And I fully understand how good value Convertri is. It's not really fair to compare it against some page building plugin in WordPress, you know, not naming any names that caused me to get hacked.
Cool. Great question, Joan. Joan's asking what the guarantee is. The guarantee is that if you're not happy, I don't want your money. For the first 30 days, please try it out. Like, build sites, link a domain, build as many pages and funnels as you like, run a load of traffic to it, or don't use it, leave it sitting there for 29 days. Whatever it is, any time in 30 days, If you're not happy, you get your money back.
I just
Email
like to add in there,
support@convertri.com.
Andy. I've also got my 150% price promise, which means, as long as you've given it a fair go and Andy's refunded you, you've not like done some sort of awful chargeback or called up your credit card company because you couldn't wait half a day for him to get back to you, we'll give you an extra 50% on top of that. That's how much we believe in Convertri.
Hi, Graham. Graham asks if the annual charge will still be 287 after the launch. No, the monthly price is going up after the launch to 67. We don't know if we're even going to do an annual license yet, and there will definitely not be a one-time offer. So there will be no charter membership after Saturday.
So just to confirm here, because I'm not sure if there's a little confusion, what we're talking about here is the 297 charter membership, which is just one-off, full stop, isn't it? It's not a renewal or anything.
Yes, that's correct. The charter membership is 297 one time.
That's absolutely awesome.
Hi, Dave. David asks, says Convertri really looks fine. Did I have an earlier version a few years back? I did, but it's unlikely you would have seen it. I worked on a sort of V1 that was more like the ClickFunnels, like blocky type editor about 3 years ago. And I didn't like the blocky editor then. I don't like it now. So I shelved that project. So I definitely had it, but only about 10 people in the world saw it. So it's unlikely you saw it, but you might have done. Hi, Nicole. Nicole asks, says, ClickFunnels have a membership builder, does Convertri? That's something we don't have at the moment. We don't do membership sites at this point. Joan asks, do updates come to the charter people? Absolutely. Like, in the future, we may build like particularly big add-on updates that there may be an additional charge for, but general update, pretty much everything, like all the bug fixes. We've got like animations coming. We've got all kinds of bits and pieces. They're all the like shared elements that will help you build like small sites with it rather than funnels. All of that stuff you just get as part of the charter membership.
Simon's asked about Stripe integration, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I would have thought that Stripe could be done already.
Yeah, you can bring in the Stripe. Stripe have got a buy now button along with tons of people that you can already pull in the custom HTML element. Cool. How are we doing, guys? Anyone still on the fence and like wondering, nervous about investing for some reason? What can I do to put your mind at rest?
One thing I would add, Andy, whilst we wait for that, is I hope that people can hear by the conversations that me, you, and John have had that both me and John as users and you as a developer, we all genuinely love Convertri. It's a pleasure to use, it's a joy to use, and it's making my life already an awful lot easier. I know it is John's as well. And for me, I know that you'll answer any question very, very honestly. You're not going to tell somebody, yes, this will be available if it's not possible. And that's one of the things I like about Andy, by the way, guys. He will be very honest, very upfront, very straight down the line, which in this industry, it'd be a little difficult to find sometimes. And so, earlier we had a few comparisons to other products, and with Andy, you really know what you're getting. I know that this is going to be around in 2 years, 3 years, etc. Some of the other products,
cool. Steve.
I'm very dubious on WordPress, by the way. 1, because of the slow load time. 2, because it can be hacked. 3, because it's running on your own server for this kind of thing. And I just think this is too big to be running on WordPress. It is just kind of almost co-opting. It's not what it's for. And instead of you paying out...
we do have a WordPress plugin to make it easy to get. You can get your Convertri pages onto WordPress via our plugin quite easily.
Ah, no, then I've been telling people wrong. I've been saying, no, forget about WordPress. If you've got a WordPress plugin, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, totally. For full disclosure on the WordPress plugin, what it does is it uses what's called an iframe. So everything is still served from our servers. That's how we get all the speed boosts and all of that. So stuff like other plugins that you've got on WordPress won't be able to interact with Convertri pages. But if you've got a WordPress blog and you particularly want to get some of your pages to display, on the same domain as your blog, we've got a WordPress plugin to help you with that. But fair warning, it will run a little bit slower because of that initial step where it goes to your server first before we load the quick stuff from ours.
So Betty and others, I'm really sorry when I said I don't think there's a way to get it to work with WordPress. That was just my understanding of it, and he's just told me something new.
In fact, the reason Steve didn't know about that is we had a bug on launch day where we had two things that decided not to show up, and they're very embarrassing. That we had the link to the WordPress plugin, which we talked about quite a lot, and the link to the help stuff. Of all things, there's now, because I fixed it yesterday morning, a little blue question mark circle in the bottom left corner of every page. You can get through to the help stuff. That decided on launch day that it just wasn't going to show up. It's very unhelpful. But that's why Steve doesn't know there was a WordPress plugin.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, for everybody I just misled over the past hour and 40 minutes.
Joan's asking if there's some way you can go to evaluate what the system does. Joan, the absolute best way to evaluate it, take advantage of our 30-day money-back guarantee. I'm not kidding. Like, if you don't want it, if you're unhappy, if you don't like how it works, support at convertri.com, and I will just give you your money back. And if you've given it a fair go during those 30 days, Steve will give you another 50% back as well.
I don't think you can say fairer than that, really.
Kenneth's asking if there's a problem if you want to have one charter account and one monthly account. Absolutely no reason, but I would, if you're going to do that, I would buy 2 charters, but up to you.
I'm actually intrigued as to why Kenneth would want to do that, because surely you could just fit everything into the single charter account and have multiple sites.
Good question, Liz. Liz asks, the WordPress plugin helps a lot, but is there any way just to export so I can put it on client sites on other platforms? Yes, we provide an HTML export as well, but just so you know, that is also an iframe. Stuff is still coming from our servers because part of the whole point of what we're doing is making these load so fast. So we don't provide, like, if you really wanted to, you could do like a right-click save as and just save, like you can save any web page. There's nothing to stop you saving a Convertri page, but the export we provide provides an iframe. Oh, thank you, Kenneth. That's fantastic. If you want to buy access for your friend, I'd still rather you save the money and bought the one time. That's what is there for until Saturday.
Kenneth, I've just got to say that's really amazing that you do that for a friend. Oh, what are the maximum page views?
So we don't do it on page views. We provide 50 gigabytes of bandwidth a month.
So basically,
but since most people have a hard time, like, kind of understand, like, what is bandwidth, to put it in context, like Apple explained, this many gigabytes is this many songs. 50 gigabytes a month will be good for kind of 100,000 typical squeeze page views, or probably around 25,000 or even more, like, really long, big sales page views. To put it in, like, even more real terms, we're running the Convertri launch on Convertri. Obviously, we're not going to do anything else, and we haven't got near our own limits, even with the amount of launch traffic. And I imagine you've had quite a few emails about this, if we're doing our job right. So there is a 50 gigabyte limit. You're not going to hit it. You like maybe one person in 1,000 that signs up for an account is going to hit the limits. I really wouldn't worry about it.
Liz has just said, just so long as the client doesn't see or have to deal with Convertri. I don't think they would they?
Nope. Then you can just give them the iframed page and say, upload this on your server, or you upload it on the server for them, and it will work fine, and they won't know anything about it.
Awesome. Well, it kind of looks like we're coming to the end of the questions here, guys. If you've got any last minute ones, or you just want to torture Andy and make him sleep deprived, now's the time to get the questions in.
Steve will probably add a bonus as well for keeping me here, so feel free.
All of my products ever. Traffic's bad in London, Andy. The ninjas need time to get there. It's Friday. The tubes are packed. Give me a break, guys.
Great question, Betty. Okay, so we work with WooCommerce as well as Shopify, but there's no dedicated elements like there is for Shopify. So with Shopify, you saw in the demo that you can there's kind of the dollar Shopify sign element. You can bring your WooCommerce stuff into a Convertri page, but you need to do it for now with the custom HTML one. So WooCommerce give you easy little snippets to cut and paste into Convertri, but there's no dedicated element yet. So it's a little bit more fiddly at this point.
Thank you very much, Matthew. I'm sure Andy will be very happy to hear that.
Oh, thank you, Matthew. Sorry, I've got. I don't know for anyone who doesn't know what the inside of GoToWebinar looks like. Basically, we've got just this really long list of quite small text all bunched up. It's incredibly hard to follow. That's why we do it. That Jon presents and I answer your questions, because I cannot present this and answer questions at the same time. And so I managed to miss things that people say easily, even when I'm paying attention. So thank you very much, Matthew. That is awesome. Cool. Right. I think we're pretty much at the end there then.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like my plan failed. I'm not going to get to take over Convertri, and it looks like you've got a reprieve, Andy.
Thank you very much for having me on, Steve, and everyone. Thank you very much for checking out the Convertri demo.
I really,
it's brilliant.
Really appreciate you coming on this time, and just as I appreciate Jon, although it's a little easier in the US for him, I appreciate him coming on as well. I think Andy, I'm a huge fan and supporter of Convertri, which is why I've hassled you on Skype probably every day for the past 3 months, probably driving you quite mad, but I really appreciate that. And I love all of the stuff that you keep adding. It's a very system.
I just love talking about it. You basically, whenever anyone hits me up on Skype and is like, oh, can you tell me about this feature, they kind of feel bad for bothering me. But what they're basically doing is stopping a new parent in the street and saying, have you got photos of your kids? And I'm like, yes, I do. Let me tell you all about them.
I just had a question about Brenda. Can you use an existing $100 voucher that you've got in mind? Sadly not. As much as I might rave about Convertri, it's not actually my products. But what I'll make sure is that you get an updated list of my products so you can see where you can actually spend that. You can get something that's useful for you. Sorry, I can't extend it to Convertri. You're more than welcome, David. Thank you for attending. Same to you, Michael.
Cool. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, David. Thanks, Joyce. You've got a very lovely audience, Steve.
Yeah, they're genuinely a very nice. But I don't know if Hillary's actually still on here. She's absolutely fantastic. Always look forward to hearing from Hillary. David as
Thanks,
well.
Liz. Thank you.
And Kenneth,
Enjoy the glass of wine.
I am going to remember your name, Kenneth. I don't know if we've spoken before, but you seem like a genuinely great person. And the fact you'd help your friend out like that, I think is just phenomenal. I think we all could do with more friends like that. Bye, Joyce. I'm not sure where you're based, but do enjoy the evening. If you're meaning, can you get 2 vouchers, Brenda? Yeah, of course you can. And I think you'll find that very useful come November. The Netherlands. Have you ever wondered, Andy, if instead of typing, everybody just had audio access? Probably be quite confusing.
Yeah, I do wonder if you could make it work, or if it would just be utter chaos.
I used to be a member of one of Frank Kern's things years ago, and he actually tried to do one where everybody could speak, and it was bedlam. Well, I think, guys, I think we're all kind of done here. Kenneth, be aware if you send me an email due to the volume now, it does go straight through to Sarah and Chris, and they're bogged down. If you send it to jv@stevebenn.com, it's more likely that I'll see it because they'll just pass that directly on to me. I wish I could answer more emails directly nowadays. Sadly, it's just no longer become possible. From Tanzania, Hakuna Matata. Cool.
Awesome.
Well, Andy, I think we'll wrap it up here. I've just been informed that my son has just been given his first bottle of formula and has spat it everywhere. He prefers normal milk. He will not drink formula.
Excellent. Well, yeah, I'm sure you'll be on cleanup duty there, Steve. So you enjoy that.
I'm sure I will. And why do I suspect it's probably gone all over my laptop?
Seriously, everyone, thank you very much for having me on tonight.
Yeah,
I really appreciate
thanks everybody.
it.
It's been a very, very entertaining couple of hours actually. It's been a genuine pleasure to talk to you all, whether you sign up to Convertri or not. Do remember it closes at midnight. If you don't get it from me, get it from somebody else. Get it from Andy directly. Make sure you get it, okay? If you want to do any sort of page building, okay? Seriously, find the offer that's best for you. If mine doesn't suit, go find somebody else's. There are some amazing, amazing packages out there. Don't miss out on this. Exactly, David. I completely agree. Completely agree on that. And it wouldn't have happened on my watch. So with that said, guys, I shall wrap up. I shall attempt to get a replay. I've got to go home now because it's midnight, which means same with the support stuff. Won't get to it until tomorrow. I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, I shall wrap it up there and I shall end the webinar. Okay, Andy, thanks for attending.
Cheers, Steve. Thank you.